call that when we're trying to determine which voices should be heard and which balance, exactly. And what do you have at your disposal? What tool do you use? One of the most fundamental things about playing an instrument and music that can help effect proper balance, that can help get the balance right. Yeah, and even more simply, dynamics. What's the? Okay, it's really dumb. I'm talking about sound, right? Yeah, those things are. But sound, it's the sound and the quality of the sound that you're producing, the kind of sound you're producing. It's so simple. I don't know. I was trying to come up with a Socratic approach. But so what I notice about you guys, to different degrees, we all have different strengths and weaknesses, right? But we all have to work on our sound all the time, no matter what level we play at. Because the more control, first of all, nobody wants to listen to sounds that aren't beautiful anyway. So we're always trying to produce beautiful sounds, right? That's just what makes it fun to listen to an instrument. I mean, one of the fundamental things, aside from the music itself. But without a beautiful sound, it's less fun or less interesting to listen to, or less beautiful to listen to. The music becomes less emotionally convincing. So we want to strive to get a wide range of sound and a control over our sound so we can do what we want when we want. These are, again, very obvious ideas. And what I'm seeing in each of you to different degrees is not always the wisest use, or maybe not always the greatest awareness of where your bow is in relation to the bridge. Right? What do we call that? The contact point, right? What are the three things? I'm sure you've heard this before, but let's say it anyway. The three basic elements that determine what kind of sound we produce. One of them I just mentioned is contact point, right? Speed, low speed. Is everyone here a string player?
Yep.
Okay. And the third thing? Pressure. Right. Pressure. Is there any? Okay. Yeah. That's so fundamental, and yet it has to be thought about every day that we play the instrument. And so if we're talking a little about balance and how sound will affect balance, even if you all knew exactly which voice should be the most audible at a given moment, you might, you're not using the bows to show me that. You're not using the, let's say in one case, at least the contact point. I see a lot of times when it's something important, I'll see a contact point out here from your first note. Something else, I'm not going to tell you. So let's take a passage, kind of like what we're doing in the warm-up. But I believe that if one wants to sound better, one has to get pretty kind of analytical and break things down and take out just simplify things as much as possible by taking it apart a little bit. I find it very, very useful if I want to figure out how to sound better, because we all have issues with our sound and we want to improve that. Let's take a loud passage, not the one that we already did though. There's a great range of sound in this piece, fantastic range of sounds and characters and colors. Let's look at 9, rehearsal 9. This fortissimo, and not be funny here. You're all doing different things, but let's break it down. Do you all study the score, or have time to look at the score individually? Yeah? And when you're rehearsing, do you sometimes refer to the score to see what's going on? Good. And do you ever rehearse in just pairs, or 3 of you, 2 of you? Instead of, that's a good way to see what's going on, to clear out the noise and just kind of figure out, are the people who have the same things matching each other, for example? Are they doing it the same way? For example, here at rehearsal 9, we have the first and second violins doing one thing, the viola is doing another thing, and the cello still another thing. And who, do you guys know, without looking at the score, who has the prominent voice here? Yeah, you know that's good. That's good. Let's start with the cello then, since yours is the tune and the thing you want to hear the most. And again, I'm not picking the spot because you weren't audible at that point. I'm just picking one randomly. So show us what you do, and do this a little under tempo. And you're just going to demonstrate. I'll try to demonstrate myself here. Make sure I'm putting the right note. send this message along. It's got to be that kind of somewhat aggressive or intense feeling. So, Tim, correct? Thank you. I'm going to say that. I'll ask some names probably many times. Show us very slowly what you would do there. Good. Do it. Do one more bar beyond that. Do that again and go on. Good. Okay. And just as an experiment, will you see if you can get a millimeter or two or more, even closer to the bridge? Just see what happens. It's big enough. It's very dense. It sounds good. I just want to see what happens. And if it were, it's going to be faster, and there's different ways to get big sounds, right? Yes, those speed. And the pressure plays a role there too. But I don't know what you're going to do here with the tempo. Show us how you play this one with the odd tempo. A little flashy. What would you do to alleviate that problem? Try that. Yeah. So now try something different. Try a lot more about it. And not concern yourself. It's like that talk I gave about the bridge. Let's just throw it out the door for a second. Once you throw yeah. Just try with more bow. A lot more bow, especially on that first note. Bum, 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 bum. That's something to think about. But so Tim has an accent. The rhythm is that bum, 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 bum. There's an accent on the 1, 2, 3 like that. Bum, 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 bum. So you're going to have to find a way to. That's hard. It's hard on the viola and on the cello to write that is sufficient double forte. It's got to be as clear as possible, but mostly the gesture is what we're coming across with the pitches, right? And I think that when you try this one more time where you let your arm weight start that, you're going to really let your bow rest for a moment before you pull the bow. Right? So all your arm weight is ready to go. You don't have to give much force down on it, but just catch it. So we get a consonance at the beginning of that sound. After that, you can relax a little bit. And I said use more bow, but if you use too much bow, that won't work either. So and that much scratch will be okay in the quartet, actually. It won't carry very much. And anyway, this is kind of a gravelly moment. Gravelly is another. Try that. Try it slowly. I want to hear those dots now. Now let's have the dots. You can think about the sound as you try this, but I want to hear it but because the gesture is really on 1 and 3. The accent doesn't just mean there's an accent. I also feel that it's this motive. Bum, 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 bum. That goes together, those 4 notes in that rhythm. Bum, 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 bum. And I'm hearing now a ba, 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 ba. It sounds a little bit like that, rather than with this character that comes with a tighter rhythm, meaning ba, 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 bum, and the dots. You want to try that slowly to organize that. So you might even try this first. Just to, that you're not going to be yeah, I can't go too far out because I won't get the dots on that. At that speed, I'm going to probably need to be somewhere at the balance point. So I know I'm throwing somewhat contradictory ideas around, but I'm experimenting here. I've never played the cello, especially with this spot. So we tried under tempo with the open string for a moment. Yeah, let's do it just on one. You're playing an open B there? Okay. So you do marginal or marcato on the short notes, especially on those two sentences. What you say, again, dispensing with what I said, stay even low.